Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, as usual, many updates, we are getting ready. It's going to be a big day, so many updates are expected. Remember to subscribe to the channel to be part of the family. We are here every single day to keep you updated on absolutely everything. I remind you the main stories from the night because it's important. It's from here that we restart. Ferran Torres about to join Paris Saint-Germain. Here we go, it's coming soon, guys. Now you understood that this deal is going to happen. Ferran is not showing up for training today because he's going to become a new Paris Saint-Germain player, obviously. For PSG, is the Super Cup day in Salzburg. Don't forget, football is back at the highest level. Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa, Champions League, Europa League winners, Luis Enrique, Unai Emery, a special game. So stay tuned on that one. But after the game, Paris Saint-Germain will sign Ferran Torres. And then also Enzo Fernandez, because Chelsea have been very clear with Enzo. They want 120 millions and they want a quick resolution for this story. By this week, ideally. Chelsea are not going to make a very long saga for Enzo Fernandez. So it's on Man City now, whether they want to proceed or not. And financially, obviously, is going to be a big story. So let's follow these two in the next days. On today, guys, I want to tell you that the conversations between Barcelona and Manchester City for Rodri are ongoing, are continuing. There is no panic at Barcelona at the moment, but there is still a negotiation to respect. Remember that Rodri is expected back to training on Friday if the two clubs, Barcelona and Man City, can't reach an agreement before that day. So today and tomorrow basically are really important days to understand what's happening in terms of timing, but in terms of outcome of the story, Barcelona remain convinced that they already made the most important steps, which was to reach an agreement with Rodri and to surpass Real Madrid in this story, and now it's going to be on them. On this Rodri story, guys, my update of the morning is that, according to my information, Barcelona already told Manchester City about their new bid. So the new proposal is already on the table from Barcelona, and it's worth 60 million euros with add-ons. This is the Barcelona proposal for Rodri. Manchester City want more than 60 million euros total package. When Barcelona arrived with the first bid 45 plus 5 and not 45 plus 15, according to my information, the bid was 45 plus 5. It got rejected by Manchester City and Barcelona planned to return with 60. Now they are back at the table with 60. Then Manchester City keep indicating 80 million euros as the number to get Rodri. The feeling of all parties involved is that in the middle, between 60 and 80, then add-ons can be the magic to help reach the agreement, they can make it happen. The conversation Barcelona-Manchester City continue, but the second bid, verbally, because this is all a verbal conversation. I told you about the relationship. Two Portuguese directors, Hugo Viana knows Deco very well, Ferran Soriano who used to work at Barcelona. It's all direct negotiation, club to club, verbal conversation, rather than having an official formal bid accepted or rejected. This is an exchange between Barcelona and Manchester City, and during this exchange, they already indicated 60 million euros, City said 80, so now in this conversation, more steps are needed for Rodri to join Barcelona. But there is a positive feeling. Then, let me tell you more also. Manchester City keep working on Ayoub Bouaddi. They have an agreement with the player and contacts with Lille to close the deal between clubs are daily. So the agents and the clubs are all involved to try close the deal in the next days, but Ayoub Bouaddi is very close to joining Manchester City. There is no news about any Hijack from Spanish clubs. At the moment, there is nothing. And so, full focus on Manchester City, trying to close all the steps of this deal in the space of few days. With Ayoub Bouaddi prioritizing the possibility to go to Manchester City now, rather than in summer 2027. The initial plan, you remember, Bouaddi was shining at the World Cup with Morocco against Brazil. In that moment, they thought that maybe 2027 could be an option, let the player stay at Lille, but now it's very clear that the level of Bouaddi can be a Manchester City level from now on. Meanwhile, Manchester City have approved the loan deal for Calvin Phillips to Sheffield United, so back to Sheffield, in order to reshape the midfield. On Julián Alvarez, guys, many questions these days, many questions, obviously. I think, according to my information, this week will be absolutely important for Barcelona. Barcelona have respected what they said to the agent of Julián and to the player. They are waiting for Julián. Barcelona are not actively negotiating for any other player. So Barcelona are still hoping and waiting for Julián. But, as of today, Atletico Madrid are absolutely not opening the doors to Barcelona. The feeling around Barca is anything happen this week could be still the case to go for Julián. But if Atletico Madrid are not opening doors, and they are not opening doors as of today, so if nothing changes from now to the end of the week, from next week, so for the final 2 weeks of the summer transfer window, Barcelona could start exploring alternatives and could start considering other strikers. Which doesn't mean that Barcelona don't want Julián Alvarez anymore. It means that Barcelona would activate the contingency plan, the emergency plan, from next week. That's the information. So, let's see. It really depends on Atletico, but as of today, from Atletico, no green light at all to Barcelona. Then, more to say, statement from Rafael Leao in the recent hours. Rafael Leao said, I'm currently focused on every single training session, on every single game, so sending a positive message. Then he said, no one can talk about me, only my lawyers and my family. So Rafael Leao clarified the situation around him. But Milan have already been very clear on Leao, guys. Who wants to buy Rafael Leao this summer has to pay around 50, 55, 60 million euros. Let's say between 50 and 60. This is the valuation from Milan. Milan don't want to accept a loan. Has to be a permanent transfer. And so this is the message to all the clubs interested. This is valid for Galatasaray. This is valid for Fenerbahce. This is valid for clubs from Premier League. Rafael Leao always said he would like to go to Premier League one day. But as of today, even if Premier League clubs decide to appear on the final days of the window, Milan, and especially Milan chairman Jerry Cardinale, are pushing to get 50 or 60 million euros in that range. So let's see what's going to happen. But at the moment, really depends on these financial topics. Then, a couple of quick stories. Announcement is coming soon for Pep Chavarria, signed for Chelsea from Rayo Vallecano, 19 million euros plus 2 in a new left back for Xabi Alonso. Jet Spence, Inter are set to send an official bid to Tottenham. Inter want to close the deal. Inter have a green light from the player, but this depends on Tottenham. Tottenham have to decide now whether they want to make profit and get the player or if they want to keep him. So it's on Tottenham now to decide on Jet Spence. And don't forget that Inter keep thinking about Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones is another target for Inter. They consider him as a priority in midfield, and for sure there is going to be movement around him as well. So guys, on this and much more, remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, and let me know your opinion on absolutely everything here in the comments, from Julián Alvarez to Rodri, Leao, Spence, and all the rest. I wait for you, and I will see you soon. Thank you guys.